Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video here on my channel. So today guys, we're just going to be going over some things that I think went wrong with Horizon 5. These are of course my opinions and yours may differ. And if so, please let me know down there in the comments below. I'm very interested to hear what other people's opinions are of this game, if you agree, if you disagree, and yeah, what you think basically went wrong for the game. It is a hugely successful game, don't get me wrong. However, there are a few things that are wrong with it, and obviously doesn't make it a perfect game. But that's basically what we're going to be going over in today's video. So stick around if this is something that you like, subscribe if you are new, like the video if you enjoyed it, and let's get straight into it. Now I could go on forever and ever about some of these things, so I'm just going to keep it down to a minimum to keep this video not very long, and to hopefully just keep you guys around rather than just hearing me drab on about complaining about the game for a while. So first of all, the map. Now it has elements of a great map, but pushing all the unique biomes to the edge of the map while having the centre of the map be mostly flat farmland and desert basically ruins it, and it's made worse by the fact that it was done essentially in the name of the Eliminator, if you didn't know, which has a very niche audience. I've never seen one person playing that, to be honest. Seasons have only small effects on the map, like literally nothing. Horizon 4 seasons were so good. And I'm not saying that just because I'm from the United Kingdom, but it made the game better, and it just doesn't in this. It's got such a small effect on this map, and the few areas that are heavily impacted by the seasons are very easily forgotten on account that they're just not utilised. It's as simple as that. Regarding the campaign, so more of the same from Horizon 4. It's just been completely unchanged, and it's not a good thing. The sandbox concept for a racing game has its merits, but it's long overstayed its welcome now. If anyone remembers when franchises like Project Gotham Racing, PGR, where they would like revamp the campaign in every sequel. PGR 4 was one of my favourites. It's basically time for Horizon to either do the same or emulate Horizon's 1 campaign. That was such a good campaign. The way of going from bottom to top, it's brilliant. They need to essentially emulate that as much as possible without having the sandbox of the current games as the end game, essentially. The festival playlist, whilst it's probably the best live service when compared to its predecessors and its peers, it's still extremely stale. Now, there's little change between sequels, so we've been playing the same formula for over half a decade now, and event labs don't really alleviate the issue at all. Like the campaign, it's kind of time for a big shake-up, particularly one of them that encourages the use of new content while also not punishing players who don't want their lives revolving around this one game. In regards to stories, there's a lot of problems with these. The only positive I can find was missions that no longer start in the same location, but again, this is now cancelled out by the fact that you now need to drive to every individual mission on the first playthrough. Alternate story paths are just a waste of space, really. They only affect the individual mission, not the story as a whole. And doing both versions, whilst I do them just because I want to get 3 stars on every single one and get the achievements, it just feels like a waste of time if you're doing it normally. And the writing, I don't really want to get into it because it's cringe fests, but it's not very good. It's not very good. It sucks. The plots have no logic and they clash with every level design. The acting is probably decent at best and horrid at worst, depending on which character is speaking, although I blame this more on the writers more than the actual actors. This needs to be sorted out very quickly for Horizon 6. We don't want to be just cringed out when we're just loading into a game. This could easily be replaced by one of my favourite things from Forza Horizon 2, the bucket list challenges. In fact, bringing back those would probably be the remedy to all of these problems with stories, so I hope that they do that, definitely. Now, the Horizon series AIs are well known for their rubber banding, but for some reason the quality of the banding also seems to be getting worse. So they accelerate with class-defying performance on the straights and then turn with ultimate grip and downforce in the corners. I dare say the BMW X5M is one of those. Now, it doesn't have to be fair, but at least the AI should be designed so that the player feels a sense of fairness and, a sense of beating the AI unbeatable difficulty, not by them just yeeting round a corner and then wall riding to the finish, Perhaps the Horizon series could introduce like a dynamic difficulty level like the Test Drive and Limit Solocron did, which I do like, to be fair. The better you do, the better the AI do, then if you start losing, they'll get worse, etc, etc. The problem about that dynamic difficulty setting is it would make difficulty too inconsistent, so they definitely need to tone down the AI a little bit and just tweak it slightly, but yeah, it's not the best. Another thing that I have remembered is that I don't really like about the game is, you know, when you're viewing your car, you want to look at your stats. Well, now in Horizon 5 it's more difficult to compare cars since there's no visual representation, it's just numbers. And honestly, it's a personal thing, but I do find it's really annoying, especially when you're trying to choose a car for the trial or something like that, and there's a time limit, but you weren't prepared beforehand, so you have to spend extra time figuring out which car is good or not, and then the timer ends up running out and you get a default car. Another one that I can note from memory is players in races. Now, I haven't come across actually any cheaters in races per se, but if you accidentally bump into a player and, I don't know, you can say sorry if you got that in the quick chat. It is an accident sometimes, although even if you try to overtake them, they'll just push you and crash into you, ram you, push you. These are the kind of people that made me play Forza Motorsport, the new one, even though it's terrible, more, because there's a skill rating system and people try to race properly without ramming into you. So that's kind of what I like. You know, we can all have fun and ram into each other with our friends and stuff, but doing it online, I like it to be a fair race, and that's just not happening. And I want to finish just by adding on to the map situation, because anyone who's played Horizon 4, how many times did you crash into a rock whilst going cross country? Not very often. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't really drive anywhere in Horizon 5 without crashing into anything, like just something. Whether it's a house randomly in the middle of nowhere or a bunch of rocks that you can't even see, and the forest is just about impossible to drive through. So again, it's not really a bad game, it's just the way it's been done. Again, it could be, you know, some would say a lack of play in the game, but it just feels like the trees are too dense and it's difficult to navigate without crashing into a tree every 5 seconds. To add on to that, the roads just feel empty. There's no life anywhere other than the city or the festival site, and the city just feels crowded. It doesn't feel like an actual city, it just feels like they crammed a bunch of buildings into one place with insanely intertwined roads and said, yep, that'll do, next. So, it's not all bad. I do like the use of the tunnels. There's some nice areas in there, but other than that, it just feels like a copy and paste. Same building 100 times with different colours and different heights. Other than the odd town here or there along the edges of the map, it just feels bland. But I think that's, you know, scratching the surface of what I think is wrong with Horizon 5. I will do a follow-up video next week, everything right with Horizon 5. So I don't like to just talk negatively about a game. I do like Forza, it's my favourite racing game, but I don't like to say these things about it, but I have to speak the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I really, really like Horizon 5, but there are things wrong with it, hence this video. But yeah, that's basically it for me to this video, guys. Again, let me know down in the comments below. It's my opinion, obviously yours could differ. Please let me know your opinions down there in the comments below. Subscribe if you are new around here for more stuff like this, and I'll see you over in my next video, guys. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.